Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Deep Fog. Sorry for my prolonged absence, it has been a minute since I've made something. I just hadn't really had a lot to talk about, to be honest, but Silent Hill F. What about that, right guys? We've been seeing stuff about that, huh? Yep, I'm back and I want to talk about Silent Hill, goddammit, because I love Silent Hill very, very much. I like it a lot. Also, hey, they're remaking Silent Hill 1. That's fucking awesome. But today we're going to be talking about a topic that I've actually been thinking about a lot recently, involving the brand new Silent Hill, Silent Hill F. This game looks like a breath of fresh air for the franchise, and I'm not saying that in a sense of the franchise has been bad. Well, not exactly, but this game looks like an amazingly unique take on Silent Hill. But there's one thing that it seems a lot of fans cannot get over or agree on. Silent Hill F does not take place in Silent Hill.
What? It doesn't take, but that it's in the name. But it's what?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This game is going to be the first in the series to take place in a different location, Japan. Specifically, hold on, let me look it up. Okay, it's not actually a real town, but it's a town named Ebisu. Oh, do not let me try and pronounce that. No. But the big controversy going on with this, I don't want to really call it controversy, but the big debate going on with this game is the fact that it does not take place in the titular town of Silent Hill. So today I'd like to discuss a little bit of the pros and a little bit of the Today I'd like to discuss a little bit of the pros and a little bit of the cons with such a decision, and what it might mean for the future of the franchise. So, being very positive about this game, I'd like to go ahead and jump into the pros of this decision. Number one, this keeps not just this game, but future games very, very open. And I think this opens a door for future installments of Silent Hill as something that I do worry about when it comes to the series coming back into the limelight, because as we all know, Konami has ripped it out of its grave and is now trying to revive it, which honestly, we're all happy for, I'm aware. But it is setting up for a possibility that with modern audiences and some people who are into horror, possibly finding the concept of it just continuing to take place in the same town, kind of repeating similar storylines. Eventually people are going to get a little tired of it. Now, me personally, I always found the gimmick of it taking place in the same town kind of fun. However, it does make sense that the studio working on Silent Hill F might have wanted to take a creative spin on things, allowing them to tell a much different story while still trying to stay true to Silent Hill. This is exactly the direction I think the team has gone with Silent Hill F, as I think they're trying to keep the essence of Silent Hill true while making it feel different and new for other audiences. This is a good choice in my opinion because it looks great. Japan is a really nice location no matter what game is using it, and clearly they are playing really into the beauty in the horror aspect of making it's just good. The graphics are great, everything looks amazing. So it also sets up for other games to take place in other parts of the world. Now, something too that I do think will be interesting is finding a way to somehow connect this all back to Silent Hill, which is honestly what I think they're going to do, and I think a lot of fans are taking into consideration that they probably know some people are confused, and I think they're going to try and find a way to still make this fit into the lore of Silent Hill, specifically the town itself. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I do have faith that they might do that. Pros are that this is a very creative take and allows Silent Hill to stay fresh as a franchise, and it allows future installments to do the same thing. But what might be the cons of doing something like this? What might be the issues people have with this? Well, one of them I think is getting away from Silent Hill's identity. What I mean by this is I think a lot of people connect Silent Hill to the town, being it's in the title. but specifically the fact that this game has a very unique identity when it comes to that. And making games in the franchise that take place outside of Silent Hill causes Silent Hill to become a little bit more generic in a way. Now, I don't entirely agree with this, but I can also see this perspective. Silent Hill really is known for a couple of things: the town, the fog, and the monsters. Editing Isaiah here. I forgot to include that Silent Hill is also really well known for its really good psychological horror compared to other franchises. Forgot to mention that. Silent Hill F perfects the monsters and it perfects the fog, but the location is missing. It also seems like it's going to do the psychological part pretty well from everything we've seen, so hopefully it gets that part right too. However, while I do think the game does do this well, I can see why people might be concerned about this, because this makes Silent Hill F kind of feeling like just another horror game. A good example for this is showing a fan of Silent Hill who somehow hasn't heard about Silent Hill F and asking what type of game it is. A lot of people would not immediately jump to it being Silent Hill, as it just looks so different from everything else in the franchise. But again, I also think this is a pro because, like I said, this allows the games to stay fresh. But I do understand the concern of the loss of identity in Silent Hill, because it's a very important factor. There's also the concern that Silent Hill F is a step in a different direction that clearly shows the franchise is moving a little bit away from its original roots. Silent Hill F is clearly playing into the psychological element, which has always been true for Silent Hill games. However, it is very true also that this game has shown it wants to take it in a different direction than the other games had. While it does still have monsters that are clearly going to tie into the main character's psychological quarrels, it's also doing it in a different way. And again, while I do think this is a pro for a lot of people, I can see where some people think this might be a con. Overall, I think everything that the team is doing looks fantastic, and while I do understand where some of the cons might be coming from for some of the fan base, I overall think that this is a pro. Silent Hill even being back in the first place is really unbelievable, so the fact we're getting big scale games like this, and not just that, but new Silent Hill games with entirely original storylines, that is something to be commended, and I am thrilled to see this game come out and succeed. You also have to keep in mind that with this game succeeding, this only sets up more and more Silent Hills in the future. Like I said, the success of Silent Hill 2 Remake has allowed us to have things such as the Silent Hill 1 Remake that's now coming from the same team, Silent Hill Townfall, which is still in development. So many more things are going to come from this franchise. We're even getting a Silent Hill 2 movie, I forgot about that one. All this said, whether you like Silent Hill F or you don't, this is good for Silent Hill as a whole. And I really can't wait to see this game come out and hopefully be as incredible as I'm hyping it up to be, because I'm really fucking excited. Anyway, that's my yap over. Overall, there's some pros, there's some cons, but I really think overall it's just a big pro. And even if it's a con for some fans, it's a pro for the franchise as a whole. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye!